Ajeel and Levy confirmed, huh? And if you noticed it, just let me know if you noticed it, okay? It's there, and I noticed it. War is coming, and I did not expect it this soon. Last chapter, we got some more insight on the war and on the Spriggans, right? We got some more insight, and now the next chapter is war. We get all the peers talking. We get Lucy, Happy, Natsu, Juvia Gray, Makarov, Mavis, Irza, Wendy, Ajeel, Levy. So Natsu and Lucy were talking about the war. I've never heard Natsu say this, but he basically said that I don't like blood and fighting. I just want to know that I'm the best or the top badass out there. That's what I want to know. I don't really like the fact of blood and slaughter and all that stuff. I've never heard Natsu say that because Lucy basically says, you know what, I don't like fighting and all that stuff like you do. And he said, no, your perception of me is incorrect, young lady. Juvia and Gray's was the most interesting, I think, or not the most interesting, but the one that I really cared the most about, because Gray finally gave Juvia an answer, kind of. He said, you know what, I'm gonna give you an answer after all this is done, okay? And I think that's kind of foreshadowing the fact that he's not going to be able to give her an answer. I mean, no one dies in Fairy Tail. Do you guys see Juvia dying? Because I'm thinking that's what may happen. Do you think Natsu goes out of control and kills Juvia? And then Gray's like, oh my gosh, this is a replay of what happened. And it's Natsu who is END. Are you kidding me? Wendy and Irza, they were basically talking about how Wendy came to join Fairy Tail and just the war upcoming. And Irza mentions, like, you know, wasn't I the one that invited you guys to Fairy Tail? And she's basically thinking to herself, I dragged these two young ladies into this fight, okay? And so I have to protect them. And all of a sudden, Wendy runs into her bosom. Of course, we get some fan service saying that she has to be one to protect Irza now. So we could possibly see Wendy doing something crazy to protect Irza. Makarov and Mavis, that was probably the most impactful because Makarov is basically saying we have to be strong. Mavis said that everybody looked upbeat and the morale was high based on, I guess, what Natsu did last chapter by saying he had a one-time power up. And then Gray mentions that too, that he has something as well. He's like, Natsu, you're not the only one that has an ace in the hole, okay? We expected that because it's like the Naruto and Sasuke thing, where if you give Naruto a power up, you automatically have to give Sasuke a power up to keep them on an even playing field, right? So I expected Gray to have that. While all this is going on, we hear rumblings, and then of course it's Ajeel attacking. My first thought was, where's everybody else? Is Ajeel attacking by himself? Ajeel mentioned that last chapter he could probably take out everyone by himself. So I'm thinking Ajeel he's acting on his own, right? I feel like he's doing that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like Ajeel just said, hey, let's go. Took some troops by himself, or Zerf could have sent him. He could have been like, Zerf, you know I can handle all these guys by myself. And he's like, okay, go. Go and see if you succeed. And I think that's what's happening, because for them to attack this soon, that's kind of weird to me. I'm not sure. I don't get it. This chapter was a setup. It's letting us know that war is incoming, okay? We expected some time skip forward training because the gap is still pretty huge, okay? And Guild Arts isn't back yet. We expected the time skip to make it more realistic and for us to basically see some training, so if they win, okay, it's justified because they went through this rigorous training to make up that difference. That's not happening, so we're gonna see probably some BS. I predict some BS. The last thing though that frustrated me was the fact that Crime Sorcery is the only faction other than the Fairy Tail members that's gonna help them. Why isn't more of the guilds helping? All the guilds should be helping. Like, I expect that they're writing it this way so that we can have an impactful entering from one of the guilds. Like, I see somebody probably dying, like Happy or something, and of course Leon or Jura blocks some parry. I mean, that's what I see coming, but you know, it's Fairy Tail and it's ramping up. It's definitely getting more intense, and I look forward to next chapter. Next chapter should be live reaction worthy. So yeah, live reaction incoming, people. Yeah, that's it though. Let me know what you thought about the chapter. We got it early. No complaints there. Do you think the other guilds should be involved? I think the most important question of this chapter was, did you notice Ajeel and Levy? Okay? But let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe. Have a great day.